Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Much love. This is Brad, MTG Brad. And first off, I just want to thank Inept Life for the follow. Much appreciated. And thank you to everyone who's watching here. This is going out live to YouTube and Twitch and a bunch of other stuff. So if you're out there, I appreciate you. So today, War of the Spark came out just today, and I've been watching the previews, and I'm excited to draft the set. And so I did the pre-order. Looking at the packs here, 3 packs were from promo, and then the 50 were from the pre-release, bundle or whatever. And I was just going to hit open 10 5 times and be on with my day, but I thought it would be pretty cool to open up the packs here on the stream. And I think some of the things I'm going to be looking for, because at this point we kind of already know the cards, or you can just go to like a spoiler thing and see that. So I think a few of the things I'm going to try to keep in mind while opening up these packs. One, I appreciate flavor more and more as I've been playing MTG Arena. Specifically with a lot of the Orzhov stuff and the Esper stuff, I just really, really dig the flavor, and it's very palpable if it's done well. So I'm going to be looking out for that just for fun. And then also, I'm looking forward to drafting this set. So I think with each of these 53 packs, I am going to try to pick out one that, pick out a card that I would draft in that set. Now, it's probably going to be the rare, of course, but, let's see what else is out there. And for me, I prefer Esper and Orzhov. Big fan of Orzhov. In fact, my Twitter handle is MTG Brad, the title thing is MTG Brad of Orzhov. And, role-playing sense. Like, I could see myself being a member of the Orzhov Syndicate in some record-keeping capacity, hopefully. I don't want to deal with ghosts, but... and even when I'm playing Esper, a lot of my favorite cards are still the black-white in there. I feel like it's a color that color wheel, color pie, that resonates with me. So let's see if there's anything else to keep in mind. So we got the flavor, we got the draft, and let's just try to have some fun. So we're out here on the chat. Hit subscribe, hit follow, and let's get into this. We're going to be opening up a lot of packs, so I'm going to do my best to add some flavor commentary, but also it's just kind of like a relaxing thing of like I said, rather than just quickly hitting open 10, and let's enjoy this, shall we? All right, so this pack number 1, War of the Spark here, MTG Brad. Let's get into it. I'm excited. I really am. I'm truly excited. All right, so let's start with the I don't know if I'm gonna do this for all 53 packs. This might get old, but let's try it. So I don't really do red stuff, but so yeah, let's try this just to narrow it down a little bit. Let's try to look at only Orzhov and Esper colors, since those are the items that would most likely go into a deck of mine. Alright, so Defiant Strike, that's cool. We can get the flavor text on there too. Thunder Drake, second spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter. Probably pretty cool with Proliferate. Alright, so here we go. I got my eye on this one. This is looks a little bit Orzhov. This is Dimir. Duskmantle Operative cannot be blocked by creatures with power 4 or greater. 2/2 there. It's okay. Ugin's Conjurant. I like the color scheme of that art. It's a little bit reminiscent of the the OG Ugin. Damage would be dealt. Prevent that damage. Yeah, so I could see that maybe with you'd have to go pretty heavily into Proliferate, I think, for Ugin's Conjurant, but that's kind of interesting. Amass 2 on Invading Manticore. That's pretty cool. And the 4/5 body, but that's very expensive. But yes, I don't know red cards that well. I just don't.
Evil must not.
Oh hell yeah! Yo, Karn. That's awesome. You know, the artifact line there. I don't know how relevant that is, but one target non. That's a lot of text. Okay, until next turn, his +1. Up to one target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact creature with power and toughness equal to its converted mana cost. Okay. And artifact card outside the game or an exile. That's pretty cool too. I've been meaning to try some of that with the exile stuff. I think that's a really cool mechanic. All right, so let's get into pack 2. We got a Karn on pack 1. I'll try to speed this up by just doing the uncommons, I suppose. Remove up to 5 counters from artifact, creature, planeswalker, or opponent. Pretty solid way to kill a planeswalker with 1 mana with the -5. That's pretty good. I'm trying to think of, there's probably some other stuff. It doesn't do enchantments, but that's interesting. Let's check the rare.
I've got them all figured out.
Wielder of Mysteries. Some mill action. Draw 7 cards. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be going in anything of mine, but cool. Excuse me. Dread Malkin and Domri's Ambush. I haven't seen this one spoiled yet. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. That creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Yeah, I've played Rabid Bite a little bit, so I could see this as like a better Rabid Bite. It's not bad. Tidebearer Giant with the Orzhov. I've always said full war chest win wars, but I didn't mean by bashing enemy skulls with them. So he's got war chests and stuff on there. That's cool. All right.
I've worked my whole life.
Wow. Storm Conduit. I'm already kind of getting tired of opening up all these packs. I'll try to move a little faster and let's just see if there's anything that catches my eye. Legendary Artifact. Artifact? Okay. I thought this would have been an enchantment, but I guess the silver on the sides. Discard a card. Look at the top X cards of your library. Put a creature cost converted. Yeah. So that's kind of like it seems a little bit like Search for Escanta for green, maybe, get that digging. The Vivian Reed Planeswalker, though, can help you dig a little bit more, so maybe this would be like a Gruul thing, or, no, I'm sorry, Golgari with the discard, perhaps? There's probably some room for it. I haven't streamed in a couple days, I've been playing, so I'm a little bit off my game in terms of coming up with awesome stuff to talk about. I love Charity Extractor. I don't know if I'm actually going to play it, but definitely in a draft, though. I liked it a lot.
This isn't a fight you can win.
Gotta love Teferi. It's got Flash? Oh, no, that's just... I thought the Planeswalker itself had Flash. Each opponent can cast spells only any time they could cast a sorcery. Okay. To your next turn, you may cast sorcery spells with a Flash. Pretty solid. Oh, I think we dropped the stream. Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. The stream collapsed there. Let me wait till it picks back up on Twitch. I'm so tempted now to hit open 10. That's just me being lazy and I don't feel like talking. Because when you're playing, you're able to just focus on the game at hand. Alright, gold wild card. I saw this one spoiled. I think you could see some play in some of my decks. Mayhem Devil. Whenever a player sacrifices a permanent, it deals 1 damage. Firemind Vessel is cool. 2 mana of different colors. Alright. Paradise Druid, Bond of Insight.
I did not start this fight.
Oh, this is
but
gonna
I
get
will
played.
finish it.
This is gonna get played by me for sure. As long as it's your turn, creatures and planeswalkers you control have lifelink. Awesome. Deals 1 damage. Oh, creatures and planeswalkers. So when he deals that damage, you're gaining life. So that's, I think there's a lot of room for this. Life gain's always great. And I was actually running Tesa before in a black-white tokens deck to give my all my Afterlife tokens to give them lifelink. So having this is pretty solid. It's only on your turn and there's no vigilance, but that's pretty good. I feel like you can kind of tip the scales in your favor with the life total off of a nice swing where you might not actually need the vigilance. Return target creature with converted mana cost X from your graveyard to the battlefield. So 1 tick up. So if you minus it after second turn, there's a lot of good cards that you could get back with the minus. If you were to -6 that's solid. I think casting it like right on turn 4 after you have a little bit of a board presence around turns 1, 2, and 3, I feel like that could be a really solid play. So as soon as it comes down, it's already doing stuff. Very, very nice there.
You think I'm a crazy
Domri?
beast? Where do you see my mates?
The cannot be countered. That's vital. Because I've already seen what is the Gruul enchantment that prevents spells from being countered. That's I've had some tough games to that. So this is one thing to be on the lookout for. Running counter spells. Target creature you control fights and other target a little bit iffy, but the +1 I think is really solid. And that's pretty cool that he has the nickel bolus spear there. All right, proliferate, draw a card. So if you're on that the Teferi with the sorceries are like instants, I feel like that's a pretty strong. And I thought proliferate actually was only one specific thing, like one permanent that you could target. But I was very surprised to find out that proliferate is every permanent that you want to choose. Emergent Zone. That's interesting. Okay. Massacre Girl. 5 casting cost for a 4/4 menace. Each other creature gets -1/-1 when it enters the battlefield. So there's a bit of a board wipe. Maybe you could probably supplement that with like a Cry of the Carnarium or something. If you want to get out of the way some 3 toughness. Whenever a creature dies this turn, each creature other than Massacre Girl gets -1/-1. That's interesting. It seems like a little bit difficult to build around, but kind of solid. Tybalt's Rager, Devil. When it dies, deals 1 damage, and some nice pump there with a reasonable cast. And it's +2 attack. So I would probably actually go into red on a draft to play that. I'm a big fan of the pump spells, especially when you're on a like a stalled board state. You just kind of keep crashing through there. I like that haste on there on the Shriek Diver. Pretty nice. Bond of Discipline, yeah. Widespread Brutality. Mass 2. To the army you amassed, deals damage equal to its power to each non-army creature. Huh, yeah. Overseer, some Demir. Zombie tokens you control have Hexproof and Menace. I like that a lot. Let me get to Amass. I'm not a fan of the targeting on the 10th District Legionnaire. I don't like to have to target.
Did you just call me scrawny? Oh, you'll pay for that.
Alright, another Domery. Kasmina. So this is, I think, our first uncommon Planeswalker. Spells your opponent's cast that target a creature costs 2 more. Target a creature you control, and then you get to make some wizards. So wizards there, some good synergy with like Wizard's Retort. I think, you know, a lot of stuff that checks for wizards. That's kind of interesting. Another Emergence Zone. More Karn. I do like the other Karn as well. Alright. Grateful Apparition. Deals combat damage to a player or planeswalker proliferate. I might play that. That seems like something I might use. Teferi's Time Twist seems pretty interesting as well. Exile target permanent you control. Return to the battlefield, beginning of the next instep. If it enters the battlefield, it creates a +1/+1 counter. Command the Dread Horde. Choose any number of target creature cards and... Let's see. Choose any number of target creature and or planeswalker cards in graveyards. Command the Dread Horde deals damage to you equal to the total converted mana cost of those cards. Put them on the battlefield under your control. I like that. Maybe in like an extreme lifelink deck, you could do something with that. That seems interesting. I'm a big fan of Azorius in like a limited draft thing that tap target creature. I like that a lot. Lawvern Enforcer. That seems like something that I would probably draft. Commence the end game. Draw 2 cards that amass X, where X is... Storm the Citadel. Solar Blaze, I like that. Yeah, totally lost. Very cool. Up on top of the statue.
Honor and courage.
Johnny. I like Vigilance a lot. And I've been tinkering with some white decks. Yeah. I like that. Johnny the Great-Hearted. It seems pretty interesting. Return a creature you control to its owner's hand, then destroy all creatures. Very solid if you're in that. With Esper, I usually don't have any creatures on the battlefield, so that's probably not going to be for me. Kaya's Wrath is a little bit better. Alright, got another uncommon planeswalker. Arlen, Voice of the Pack. Each creature you control that's a wolf or a werewolf enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter. That's crazy. A little bit expensive there too, but I think on a draft that would be a solid pick. Another Tidebearer Giant.
But we could
Another
be
Giant.
much greater
Cool.
together.
Role Reversal. Exchange control of 2 target permanents that share a permanent type. That's not for me. No Escape. Counter target creature or planeswalker spell. Exile. It's actually not a bad counter. You know, it's niche. Okay, Teo. Yeah, Elder Spell, yes. I am a big fan of this card. Destroy any number of target planeswalkers. Right there. That's pretty awesome. I think especially in this format, I think the Elder Spell is going to see a ton of play. So not only do you destroy any number of target planeswalkers, choose a planeswalker you control, put two loyalties counters on it, for each planeswalker destroyed. So you get 2 loyalty counters for every other planeswalker that you killed with the Elder Spell. That's awesome. I think especially in a world now where we're looking at stuff like this, like Teo, where it only goes down, I think being able to get a little bit more mileage out of that is pretty solid. Kiora. Maybe. Kaya's Ghost Form. Okay, let's check this out. Enchant creature or planeswalker you control. When enchanted permanent dies or is put into exile, return to the battlefield. So, 1 black mana for some insurance there. It's possible I might play that. I think if you're going big with like Lyra Dawnbringer, Teferi, even a Seraph of the Scales with like an Afterlife to get the Afterlife trigger, and then boom, it's right back on the battlefield. Pretty solid. Another Elder Spell. All right, I might have to. I think I'm probably gonna try Elder Spell with first decks that I make. Dovin's Veto. White and a blue. The spell cannot be countered. Counter target non-creature spell. That's pretty. I mean, I got into a couple counter spell wars, but you know, I was playing Esper yesterday, and I got into some like absorb, negate, all that, you know, back and forth, and those instances were not that bad. I feel like with Thought Erasure and thoughtful gameplay, I was okay with that trade, and almost kind of wanted the opponent to continue to shell out their counter spells. So Dovin's Veto might not be for me. Krenko, Tin Street Kingpin. Tax, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Then create a number of +1, a number of 1/1 red goblin creature tokens equal to Krenko's power. I feel like it might need a little bit more of a power and toughness buff before you go swinging in, and it also does not have haste. Callous Dismissal. Return non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Amass 1. And, yeah. Bleeding Edge. Up to 1 target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Amass 2. I've been liking discard effects lately, so Davriel's Shadow Fugue I could kind of see myself getting into. Mythic. Finale of Glory. Create X 2/2 white soldier creature tokens with vigilance. If X is 10 or more, also create X 4/4 white angel creature tokens with flying and vigilance. I like that. Maybe in like a green-white ramp or something. Excuse me. Neoform, invade the city. Aid the Fallen. Return target creature from your graveyard to your hand. Return target planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand. I do like that card a lot. I think especially in draft that seems pretty good. Where opponents might spend a lot of energy and resources trying to get rid of, you know, a bomb that you have, creature, planeswalker, and just being able to get it right back. That's some good time.
How this thing goes is up to you, pal.
Vivian, Champion of the Wilds. Target creature gains vigilance and reach. Yeah, you know, protect the planeswalker. Look at top 3 cards of your library. Exile 1 face down. Put the rest on the bottom in any order. For as long as it remains exiled, you may look at this card and you may cast it if it's a creature card. So like a little bit of a Karn-ish kind of thing with the exile. I like it. 29 packs left. Leyline Prowler. Death Touch, Lifelink, add 1 mana of any color. I like that. Safe way to keep up some defense as you're ramping up. Narset, Parter of Veils. Each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. With a Massacre Girl. Massacre Girl is a bit of a strange... I don't know. I'll take another look at that. That's very expensive. With a Krenko. Augur of Bolus, pretty good. Tyrant Scorn. Yeah.
I'll taste your neck.
Another Sorin.
You'll taste my blade.
Very happy to see that. I think I'm going to do my first deck around Sorin. Firemind Vessel. There's a common Orzhov card that I'm looking forward to. Some removal. Narset, Part of Veils, another Massacre Girl. I guess they're... I don't know. I'm looking forward to trying all this stuff out. I think it'll be a fun time before the meta game develops. Cruel Celebrant. Soul Diviner. Draw a card on the... Yeah. I like the 2-3. That's pretty solid. Cruel Celebrant. Whichever side wins, I'm sure the banquet will be superb. Very nice. Not Bleeding Edge. Okay, Mythic. Blast Zone. I think I saw the Tulare Community College talking about this, and I like this a lot. Very modern-esque kind of card. Blast Zone enters the battlefield with a charge counter on it, so some room to proliferate there, perhaps, maybe, I don't know. You get to put some more charge counters on it for some mana. Sacrifice it, destroy each non-land permanent with converted mana cost equal to the number of charge counters on Blast Zone. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. Maybe like a 1-of, 2-of Blast Zone. Massacre. Alright, I'm tired of looking. I like Vraska's finisher. I feel like there's some room to do a lot with that. I think that's a really good card. Another Cruel Celebrant. Okay, God Eternal. Mythic, I suppose. Death Touch. 5 mana cost. Enters the battlefield, double the power of each other creature you control until end of turn. They get Vigilance. Pretty solid if you got some trample. And, when it's... and it comes back, yeah. Jiang Yanggu. Wild Crafter. It's some mana. Grateful Apparition. Silent Submersible. Vraska. I played Abzan for a couple weeks, and Vraska is some serious business as a planeswalker. So this one here at uncommon, I like the mana on here, you know. So you're never going to not be able to play it if you're in the black green. Whenever a creature you control with death touch deals damage to a player, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. and then you get to create an assassin. Oh, whenever to the assassin, the -2. Whenever this creature deals damage to a planeswalker, destroy that planeswalker. I like that. Spark Harvest. I think there's better ways. Alright, so we got Heb. This is the red legendary zombie Minotaur warrior. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know what I don't like about red. I'm just not a big red fan. Toll the Invasion, pretty solid, I think, for a draft. I'd probably pick that. Ravnica at War. Exile all multicolored permanents. I think if the metagame develops into being multicolored as opposed to mono, Ravnica at War, I think that'll be interesting as the metagame develops to kind of always have this at the at the ready if the metagame gets to one way or the other. Davriel, Rogue Shadow Mage, at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, if that player has one or fewer cards in hand, deals damage to them. And then a -1 discard. Yeah, like I was saying, I do like discard a lot recently. Command the Dread Horde, another one, second copy. 14 packs to go, ladies and gentlemen. Please hit follow. I hope you're enjoying this. I'm getting into it now. You know, for a minute there, I kind of like lost it. I'm still getting my sea legs with streaming and just talking and being a human. All right, another copy of Solar Blaze. You know, as much as I was saying I don't like red, just red. I am a bit of a fan of Boros, you know. In a draft, I would probably do Boros. Like, constructed, standard, probably not, but I think that Mentor is just a very, very solid mechanic. Things can get out of control very, very quickly with that. Another Emergence Zone, Kazmina, Enigmatic Mentor. This... yeah, I don't know. Guild Globe, what is this? Draw a card, sacrifice, add 2 mana. Decent, you know, Karn.
Together we can banish evil from this plane.
Gideon Blackblade, nice. As long as it's your turn, he's a 4/4 soldier, indestructible. Prevent all damage. Up to one other target creature you control gains your choice. A Vigilance, Lifelink, indestructible. That's cool. And the Exile, -6, that I'm a big fan of just Exile, especially in white. If you're running Kaya, what the Kaya Orzhov Usurper, is that, yeah. One thing I've been trying to do recently with cards like I think Syncopate Exiles, but definitely Vraska's Contempt, is to start to count towards that number of cards in exile, so that when Kaya hits the battlefield, when you get up to her -5 ability that checks the number of cards in exile, you've got that, you know, a little bit buffered already, so you don't have to start hitting the graveyard relying solely on that. So with that, I think there's some mild synergy with Gideon Blackblade and Kaya. You know, not too much, since Kaya's a little bit off the creature thing, but I think Gideon, that should be a lot of fun to play. I like those effects. Challenge or Troll. Each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than one creature. Actually, no, I was thinking of just straight unblockable. Bond of Insight. Bioessence Hydra. So I've played with Hydroid Crassus a little bit. Let's see if this is any place in a Hydroid Crassus deck. I'm guessing the Giant Growth Art. Bioessence Hydra enters battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each loyalty counter on planeswalkers you control. Okay. When one or more loyalty counters are put on planeswalkers, yeah. I don't know. I'm more interested to see what Giant Growth, the flavor text, Oh, Mowu. That's the Jiang's cat, the sentient cat. Sometimes Mowu is content to gnaw on a bone. Sometimes he wants the whole skeleton. Cool. Yeah, I've always liked Giant Growth. I think it's a cool card. Not much. Mobilized District. Okay, yeah, 'cause there's that other card that gets citizen tokens. So I think that would be kind of interesting to make like a citizen deck. And then you could do like the biomass whatever, so that makes other cards maybe become citizens. So you could do something like that, like a hive mind citizen. So the land itself for 4 mana becomes a 3/3 citizen creature with vigilance until end of turn. Still land. Costs 1 less to activate for each legendary creature and planeswalker you control. So a bit of a win more thing. I kind of feel like if you're putting out planeswalkers like that, I don't know. I feel like there's better ways to spend the mana in constructed, but for limited, this is a decent thing if you're able to like board wipe, mobilize district. Just, could be interesting. I don't know. Dovin, Hand of Control. Artifact, instants, and sorceries spells your opponents cast cost 1 more. Yeah, so I do like the way... I haven't quite fully understood it yet, but I think this Dovin Hand of Control is kind of giving me a better perspective. I was a fan of Azorius pretty heavily during Return to Ravnica, and I liked the way that at that time the cards were able to just slow the game down and pull the pace of the game just at your whim, basically. And so with that, I do like the artifact instant and sorceries costing more. And you get a bit of a fog here until your next turn. Prevent all damage that would be dealt to and dealt by target permanent and opponent controls. So hexproof stuff, Carnage Tyrant. Carnage Tyrant was one that gave me a fuss when I was playing Esper yesterday. So with that not being able to target something as dangerous as that with the hexproof, a little bit iffy, but the slowdown on the increased casting cost I think is interesting. Okay, look at that. Another Krenko. 9 packs to go, ladies and gentlemen. Dread Horde Arcanist. A rare zombie wizard in red. Return an instant or sorcery. Yeah. I feel like against the control matchup, that would be amazing. I love the text in Wall of Runes. It's so cool. So it's the zombie here, just touching the Wall of Runes. Flavor text. It's strangely satisfying seeing an undead killing machine from another world standing befuddled in front of a wall of text. That's amazing. I like that flavor text a lot. I got a zombie hippo. Sure, why not? Bolo Citadel. So definitely like a mono black thing here with the triple swamp casting cost. You may look at the top card in your library in time. You may play it, and then you pay life for that. Yeah. Very build around E, I think. Augur, Bolus, Tyrant Scorn, commence the end game. Lisa's Triumph. Search your library for 2 basic forests. Oh, so not even other, just forests. And if you control a Nissa Planeswalker, get 3. Yeah. I like that. It's kind of like a green control ramp-ish kind of thing. That's cool. Because I feel like a lot of times with the elves, what's the elf? You know, the mana dorks. It's kind of the end game is just getting more mana, and then you're subject to having it killed by like a shock or combat or something like that. So just straight up ramp, good ramp Niece's Triumph. I like that. Creatures you control have haste right there. That's a hell of a threat. If you're on the opposing side of that, you gotta, instant speed, cast down, that kind of stuff. You're playing Esper against Samut, Tyrant Smasher. Haste is it's not fun. You're well out of range of Kaya's Wrath at that point.
If you show remorse,
Fairy.
I'll show restraint.
Time Raveler. Oh, I made a beat. I sampled a beat with the Pocket Operator from Teenage Engineering, and I used the Teferi voice line. So I'm still practicing it. So I'll be posting that up on Twitter at some point. I got to know Teferi quite well. I'm reading Time Spiral at the moment, and playing with him in Esper. Alright, let's see what this does. Interplanar Beacon, land card. Gain a life for casting Planeswalkers. Cool. Yeah, it's just now the Interplanar Beacon. That's a hell of a beacon. So you pay 1, you get some mana fixing, but only for Planeswalkers. Finale of Revelation. I looked at that earlier. Cyclops, Electromancer.
Are they your memories or mine?
Alright. 3 more packs to go, folks. Universal. 2 more. Plane-wide celebration. So you get the citizen tokens again. Choose 4. That's amazing. You may choose the same mode more than once. Return target permanent from your graveyard to your hand. Proliferate. You gain 4 life. Yeah, that's a cool card. A little bit heavy on the casting cost, but Harlan, Liliana's Triumph, and the very last rare, Oath of Kaya. Very befitting because I'm an Orzhov fan. Oath of Kaya. So everyone gets what they truly deserve. I will keep watch. And I like, it's a very subtle thing, but I like the I will instead of I'll keep watch. Very definitive. Legendary enchantment for 3. When Oath of Kaya enters battlefield, it deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. So when you're playing Orzhov, there usually is something on the battlefield that needs to die, and you usually need to gain some life, so that's a hell of a card right there. Whenever an opponent attacks a Planeswalker you control with 1 or more creatures, deals 2 damage to that player, and you gain 2 life. I don't know about that second part. I like the kind of removal thing. The second half of that is not bad, but it's not enough to rely on. When I have been playing Planeswalkers, maybe things will change with the metagame here, and just the becoming more frivolous with playing Planeswalkers. But I'd say, in Esper, I don't really play anything without having. I try not to without having a negate up or Kaya's Wrath, clear the board. Making sure everything's even. I wouldn't just throw down a Planeswalker with creatures on the board. They're gonna kill it, and the opponent's just like, oh, I lost 2 life. Like, not a big deal. But decent card. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. I stream here, and so hit follow. I'm exhausted. I need to take a lot of breaks, so that's why I'm not doing these long streams like other people. But this was a fun thing to do, and I'm glad that I did not just hit open. I'm glad I was able to be able to share that with you all. So yeah, I'll see you all in the arena. Talk to you soon. Much love. Sincere thank you for watching, and I hope I see you again. Peace.